welcome to some Capper Q&A. I'm Allie Burns with Picks and Parlays, and with me today we've got Sean Higgs. How's it going, Sean?
Pretty good for a Sunday night. I got the kids nearby. They're watching a little. I don't know, Avengers Ultron. I don't know what they're watching. There's gonna be Age of Ultron. I don't know. There'll be some explosions in the background pretty soon. I'm sure of it.
All right. Well, there's been a lot of explosions in my background because I'm watching the Braves and the Cubs right now.
A lot of homers. A lot of home runs today.
That wind is blowing out at Wrigley, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm on the Braves, so that was good. And then I had to hedge them plus 400 on the Cubs, so I'm locked into that, and I'm going to win money one way or the other here.
What's the score now?
It's on a commercial. But it has been it is 9-3 Atlanta.
All right.
Yes, top of the 6th.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning to you too, sir. I don't know where you are. Just woke up from a nap.
Yeah, what's going on? College life? It must be good. Hey, Chanel, what's going on? So yeah, we're kind of meeting.
There's Chanel. I haven't seen Chanel in my chat. Don't highlight her. She hasn't come in, and I haven't seen her. I don't even. Goodbye. Get out of there, Chanel. What are you doing?
You hear that? You hear that, Chanel? 7-3. It's 9-3 now, Steve. Yeah, she hasn't been jumping into my morning wood either. She got knocked out of last man, and now I never see her. We text all the time. We were actually going to go to Pirate Festival yesterday.
Get elf earrings?
I did get. If you bring them up, I'm going to put them on. You know, they're the coolest things that there ever were. I'm so into it.
All right. He just got in from Mexico. He loves Metallica.
Yep.
All right.
So who doesn't? Reviewing a play. Oh, okay. I see. My bad. That's what's going on there. Okay. So this is a Capper Q&A. We kind of wanted to get everyone together. We know there's a lot of new baseball bettors out there that might not know. Oh, damn it. She bought your package a couple of weeks ago. I remember her saying she supported you and bought your package. So be careful.
No, she's been good to me, Chanel. I know. I'm just busted. You know, she knows I bust
my girl right there. That's my girl. Hey, wait.
Wilhelmina's been crushed. Well, I don't know if today she might have got crushed with some of my plays, but she's been the parlay queen this one here. Holy cow.
I have to say thank you for your Braves because that was the only one that popped out to me today. And like I had a really bad yesterday, and then I popped onto Midday Money, and that was one of your picks. And I was like, okay, I'm good with Braves. I can handle the Braves today. So
I like that. I like the Braves today.
And I tailed you on your Islanders, Earl. So thank you for that. I put it in a parlay with BGK and somebody else over there. The Leafs, that's who. My side's blurry. Sometimes that happens to me. It's bad internet. Wait, this is sometimes what can fix it. We'll see. It's bad internet. So what we we're going to talk about, we're just going to kind of go over some basic terms. And if you guys have any questions, you can throw them our way. About betting on baseball. That's basically what we're doing here. So listed pitchers, this is like one of my number one tips that I give to new bettors because I tell them start off betting on the first 5. And if that's what you're doing, list your pitchers. So Sean, tell us what listed pitchers are and why there's an advantage to listing them.
Well, yeah. So, obviously people will come out, they're betting a baseball game, and we'll get into a lot of lingo here, but, listing your pitchers, you like the Yankees say, you're like, well, Cole's pitching. He's the best. I'm just going to throw out big name guys, your Kershaw's, your Bauer, whoever. So you're betting on he's pitching, you think you're going to win. Well, lo and behold, somebody like, Strasburg goes on a DL an hour and a half before the game. So if you're just listing a game as a starter, some books, and you got to look, it's different. Like not a lot online when we put plays in on sites, they kick them back out. Pitching changed or they're voided out.
Yeah.
Online apps, sometimes they just let them play out and they don't give you any leadway. And next thing you know, you're looking and, wow, I was supposed to be laying 230 and instead I'm laying 140 and you don't know there's a pitching change. So to list the starters, sometimes they're listed as starters and you put the pitchers down. Other times it's just action. You're betting on the team. Today, I was action anyway. I like the over in the Nats game. Strasburg, it didn't matter. I like the over. Didn't get there. The line did move a whole run when they brought in their, 4A pitcher. But again, these are things you got to look at. It's called action when you just want to bet the game no matter what. And then listed starters is the technical term. But again, see where you're betting because all places are different. These are just terms we throw out there, but any app that you're using, or if you're going into a sports book, usually says on a ticket, or they'll ask you at the counter, listed pitcher or action. So.
Yeah, I know in like my app, I do William Hill. It's S versus S, A versus A, S versus A. I want Strasburg, but I don't care who pitches against him. So that's what it is. And when you walk into a sports book, you have to say, I want to list my pitchers. Every time I do it, you have to say that I want rotation number 702, list the pitchers, and it'll say on your ticket listed. So that can just be, it happened to one of my buddies in my Las Vegas Aviators betting chat that we have. It just happened to him on the Braves game like 2 days ago. He wasn't listed, or he thought he was listed, and then he wasn't, and he got screwed because there was a pitching change.
That was on the Friday game.
Yeah, exactly. He was not happy. He was really not happy. Yeah, guys, give us a thumbs up. Thanks, Chanel. Give us that thumbs up.
It was a Smiley game. Smiley.
Yeah, Smiley. And I think Wright pitched or something like that. But Drew Smiley wasn't there. So speaking of pitchers, one of the big baseball terms you're going to hear all the time is ace. He's the Dodgers ace. He's the Padres ace. The ace is the number one pitcher on the team. That's what they are talking about. How do you feel about aces? I have my ones that I fade. Like, I know a lot of people think Kluber's an ace. I fade Kluber. I've faded Severino for the Yankees forever.
Not a couple of years he hasn't been an ace, Kluber.
Yeah, exactly. But people still think that he is, so it's kind of like, is your ace your ace? He might have been a couple years ago, but is he still that guy? So it's important not to get confused with that name recognition sometimes. How do you feel about name recognition in pitchers?
Yeah, you're going to have your ace, your stud, the number one guy. You're going to throw out your Bowers, your Biebers, like Garrett Cole. But not all teams, just because he's a one starter doesn't mean a guy is an ace. That's the Pirates don't have a. I like Brubaker, whatever his name is. He's good. Yeah, he's their ace, and I think sometimes you can find value on him, but doesn't mean you have to. Today, get Cole and the Yanks today. Oh, he's got to win. Cole's on the hill. Well, they've lost 5 in a row for a reason. They're not hitting the ball. They didn't do it again today. So, you're going to throw out the name, and it's a lot of times it's just the big name guys. It's like betting your big name teams. It's no different than your football when you're throwing out Alabama. You're going to have extra juice. You're going to throw out, anybody on the Dodgers, whether it be Kershaw or Bueller,
May.
Whoever. May's a little, May's, but I think of May's. I think Bueller's number one on the team. I like him the most.
I do too.
That stuff. But people don't think of him like that. They're like, who's this guy? Like Darvish and Snell and these guys on the Padres. Right.
Yeah, I took the Padres today. I did that right here. Let me just say
the Dodgers. I said I can't. There's no way I'm betting against a team that's won 8, 9 in a row to take a team to be at plus 101. Like, where's the value in that? The team's won 9 in a row. They're crushing teams.
I took them
yesterday. Hey, who'd you have? Dodgers yesterday or Padres?
I took Darvish yesterday and lost it.
I got Dodgers yesterday too. So I was like, again, if I'm going to fade a team that's won 7, 8, 9 in a row, I got to be getting better than even money. That's not like, hey, look at me, I faded the Dodgers to win 101. No, take them 140. I'll grab it.
I got it out, I think. I don't like the Dodgers, and I love the Padres, and I like to fade the Dodgers. It's part of what I do, so don't judge me. It's just part of what I do. So speaking of why some starting pitchers, the name is what you're paying for, is because a lot, and Jacob deGrom is the first one that comes to mind here, is a lot of pitchers might be fantastic pitchers, but who cares if they don't have run support? So what is run support, Sean?
Yeah, that's basically, let's be honest, you can't win if you can't score. And if you're not going to push any runs across the plate, as great as deGrom is, the guy wins 11 games a year and he pitches to a 2 ERA. So that's great. And you think, hey, he's won 11 games. But the problem is that he has 20 no decisions or 8 losses, and he's laying huge numbers. Well, even on the road, he was laying 250. So that's something you got to look at with these guys. So you need run support. And if you're going to be laying huge numbers, and if you don't want to weigh 260 or 270 or 290, run support comes into play if you're going to take something else we're going to talk about here, like run lines.
The Braves just hit a grand slam home run.
All right, I say,
like, oh my God, 13-3.
Who hit it? Who hit the home run? Tell me it's Acuna crushing it.
Uh, Hereda. Her Herdi. I don't even know who that is.
Gil Heredia, the old
Yeah,
pitcher.
Heredia. There. I don't even know who that is. Don't get me started on run support for DeGrom. Hey, Elliot, how's it going? So run lines. Run lines are just like puck lines. If you're already a hockey bettor and you got the puck line thing down, then you got the run line thing down. And my biggest thing on run lines, I said it today on the show and I was right about it, is I just, as a personal betting rule, don't take run lines on home teams. A lot of people love the Brewers run line today. They lost outright. But there's two reasons for this. If they're already in the lead by one at the end of at the end of the top of the ninth, they won't play the bottom. And the other reason is if they're tied and they go into extra innings, they're just, I mean, they could have the bases loaded, but as soon as that one guy comes in, it's game over, so the game ends after one run. Hey, Angie. So that's a big one for me. I don't lay a 1.5 with the home team. I'll take it all day, but I don't lay it. What do you got to say about run lines?
Yeah, I'm a run line guy because I'm not going to lay huge numbers. So, like Dodgers, if I want to bet the Dodgers, I'm not laying 285, 325, 330, 340, 190 on the road. Calling the Yankees, well, not that I had calling the Yankees today, but I'll lay the 1.5 there because I think they're going to, obviously, you got a guy on the hill who's going to shut down a team. So maybe you're going to give up a run or two. And the offense is good enough because, again, these aren't bad teams laying big $2 and $2.5, $3 bets. These are your top teams. So I'm a run line guy, but I'm not as much. I don't mind laying them at home. I don't care because I think they're going to come out and club a team. Teams are good. They usually win 40 at home. They're going to be a good ball club at home. They're going to come out and win a lot of games. I'm not a big take that 1.5. I look at it as like you think your team's going to lose by 1 and you're willing to try to take back. You're actually losing because it's your minus money. You're minus 140, 150 on plus 1.5. It's not like you're getting plus money on that.
Well, maybe I should have clarified that because plus runs at plus money are my jam. I don't lay money for plus runs. It's more of an in-play thing for me.
Okay, yeah, big difference because sometimes beginning of a game, you pull up a plus money. I'm going to see what the, a couple of these lines are for tomorrow's baseball. There's, Dodgers, for instance, 190 on the road. Taking back on the other side, Mariners, you're a little plus. You're 108. They're a home team, so you're going to get a little bit of value there. But sometimes you're negative money on those, so you got to watch out. A lot of sometimes you can say I'm taking plus 1.5, and you're laying. You're laying. I'm not a big I want to lose by 1 run kind of guy. If I think they're going to lose by a run, I'm taking them that plus 260 to win anyway. So, and also in run lines, you can buy. They have reverse run lines. I like an underdog and they're plus 105. Some spots they don't have, they won't have, you'll see a minus 110 and minus 105 on one side and one team's an underdog run line. The other team is a favorite run line. Search the wager because you could find that team that you like minus 105. Find them on a run line if you think they're going to win. So then you get some good money because then you're taking an underdog on top of the fact that you're going to be laying runs and you get a nice hearty return on those for sure.
We're not doing a ton of free picks we're not trying to do a free pick show, but I know that this is Giolito and Eovaldi tomorrow because I already looked at this.
Yes.
So, and that kind of brings us into first fives because that's what we're talking about here is first fives. So when you're betting on these pitchers, your starting pitchers, those guys are typically going to go sometimes they'll pitch like an inning and a half, but typically you're thinking that your good pitchers, your Giolitos and your Eovaldis are going to go 5 or 6 innings. So that's what we say, list the pitcher in your when you're taking your bet. But first fives, do you play a lot of first fives? I do. I love a good first five.
I'm not a first five guy. Like anything, I bet. I figure my team, I'm taking. I had the Reds today. I was thinking I'm taking the Reds. I think this game's going to be low scoring. Cleveland can't hit, and the Reds are going to win this game 4-2 or something. So I'm not a first five guy. Do I understand first fives? Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? You see these bullpens implode. I mean, the Dodgers, as good as they are, their bullpens imploded the last couple of days. Jansen is a gas can. A lot of teams, terrible bullpens. Bullpens come in, it's like a clown car. It's like there's walks. This national game today, I was looking for the over. They go to the bullpen. The guy walks 3 guys. it's craziness. Craziness happens. So first fives, I'll say first fives. You're laying big money with a fave. Yeah, take a first five. You think you're going to take your Bauer or your Bieber or your Cole, or we could just run down DeGrom, whoever. A big fave like that, you want a first five thinking, all right, I'm going to get out to a 3-0 lead. I can get through this. Who cares what happens to the bullpen? Who cares? I just need half a game, a quarter, almost. So, listen, I don't bet them. Do I see people make money on them? Absolutely. And the fives, we could even talk them into the reverse run lines, Donna. We go right into those. I just said,
yeah, I want to know about this too. I'm not good. I don't get the reverse run line thing. I get it, but I don't know it. So tell us. Yeah.
So, I don't have any apps pulled up in front of me, but reverse run line is pretty simple. You're going to go to your game, your matchup, and we'll just say tomorrow we'll talk about the first game. Well, the White Sox early start here. You have Giolito and Evaldi. So people are going to be like, all right, well, Giolito's the favorite. I think, the White Sox are going to hit Evaldi because he's overachieved. So why take 140 when I could take like 2.5 runs and double it up? Or on the flip side of that, I should have probably started just taking Evaldi because if you take your plus 1.5, you're laying $150, $160 to win 100. So there you'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna flip it here and lay the 1.5 and take back that 150 or 160. So basically, that is you're gonna lay with an underdog the runs, but the return is going to be twice as good because obviously you're an underdog, but now instead of an underdog, you're playing it as a favorite, so you're going to have a healthier return on the run line. So, they're pretty simple reversal run lines. It's a team you like, and if they're an underdog, you just look down, keep looking for the number you want, and whether it be a 1.5 or 2, or you think it's going to be a blowout, and say, you know what, I'll put $20 on this. I think it's going to be a 10-2 game, and I'm going by 3 or 4 runs. Then you start getting into crazy returns. But be careful with those. They're fun. They're like parlays. You see that, you put it total on what you're going to want to bet down, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I like this. Look at this. This is going to be nice and easy. And then next thing you know, your 4-1 lead turns into 4-2, and you don't have a winner because you lost your 3 runs on some garbage home run by the bullpen, which is why we do first five sometimes.
Yeah, and Nick Earl, and that's a big reason why I tell people to, if you're just starting with baseball, just try to focus on those first 5. It's obviously a shortened version of the game, but you also don't have to consider the bullpens and the closers, which is what we can talk about next. So first of all, what is a bullpen?
All right, the bullpen is the guys. Obviously, you have your starters, and now we have like your first inning kind of starters, your piggyback kind of guys. But for intention purposes, we'll keep it simple. You have your guy who's supposed to come out and throw usually 7 innings. You'd expect 7 innings, and then the bullpen would come in, and you'd have your setup guy come in for an inning or middle, not even a middle reliever, but we'll just talk setup guy and closers here, would come in this, 7th, 8th inning, close the door here, and preserve your win for your starter. But now we see what? We see a lot of guys, Tampa Bay, thank you for bringing the starter into like a double starter, comes in, throws an inning or 2, and then here comes the bullpen. You're bringing a bunch of guys, used to be called middle relievers. I don't know. I guess they're piggyback guys now. Your long relief for your starter gets shelled in the first, and you bring in some guy who's going to, just go in there and throw. Whatever you got, who cares? At this point, if we come back, super. If not, you take one for the team for 4 innings. So, the guy in the bullpen historically used to be the guy who wasn't good enough to be anywhere. He just kind of come in. It's 6-1 in the third. Your starter's tired. Get him out of there. Throw this guy in for some mop-up duty. Whatever happens. Who cares? Well, I'm going to get taxed my better guys. But the game's changed. And, we talk about first fives because everybody knows who the starters are, right? Everybody knows big starting pitchers' names. Everybody knows the big names. No one knows really the old ugly underbelly of the bullpen. The guy who comes in, you're like, who's this guy? People don't. I mean, listen, I bet the games I do. I know everybody's bullpen. No, I mean it's a shuttle for some teams. The Dodgers, as good as they are, their bullpen is not that good. The Nationals have been looking for a bullpen for 5 years to find somebody to back in their bullpen.
And those are the kind of teams, like if I'm liking the Nationals and I like that it's Strasburg, but I know their bullpen is crap, then I definitely want the Nationals in the first 5 of that game. I probably want to look to get on whoever the other team is in the second half of that game, for that matter, if that's possible. So
So the bullpens, you always got to know who your kind of bullpen is. I mean, there's teams with good bullpens, solid bullpens, bad bullpens. Listen, your good teams are going to have decent bullpens. Your bad teams they're bad for a reason. They're just bad everywhere. But I always say my thing. I said the bullpen thing is such a crapshoot because you don't know who's going to come in and be good one year. Someone always comes in and be like, wow, this guy, he's having a monster season. All of a sudden, you get somebody. It's just different because the guys come in for an inning. I mean, I was looking at these games for Padres and Brewers tomorrow. I'm like, all right, let's look at the bullpens. Everybody comes in, throws an inning. And you look at the numbers are all pretty decent ERAs, but are they decent or is it just kind of like the game's out of reach or it's close and it's a tight game? It's difficult. Sometimes you just play on your gut. First fives are great for that reason.
Yeah. Well, and the quality of ball players you have like on the field, your fielding players makes a huge difference with not only starting pitchers, but your bullpen as well, because that's really, the pitcher can only do so much. That's the next line of defense. Are they going to catch the line drive? Are they going to throw you out at first or make that double play? So, sometimes you can almost like cushion your bullpen or your starting pitcher if you have good guys in the field too. There's like a cushion for that. So Raymond Daniel has a good question here. Knowing your umpires, does that help you make your picks? Ballparks, weather conditions, definitely ballparks and weather conditions. I consider them. It's not why I'm not always taking an over on the Rockies. That's not, books are
adjusted. Wind. It's like the wind. It's like football, Raymond. You got the wind comes into play. I mean, you see these balls flying out of Wrigley tonight. I mean, right? I mean, what was yesterday's score? It was like 5-2, right? Low scoring game. Like one day there, it's the wind's blowing in. It's 2-1 type game, and now you have gusts of wind, and it's craziness. Wow, Kuna got hurt. That's terrible news.
Yeah,
it's nothing serious, But yeah, so winds. I actually you have to look at the weather. Beginning of the year, a lot of cold weather. I think you got to look at unders early. Obviously, cold weather. People are uncomfortable at the dish. Guys throwing the ball 95 miles an hour, it's just not a fun feeling. Umpire-wise, you can look on umpires. I'm not a huge. People are like, oh, listen, everybody's gonna thought like guy like Angel Hernandez and all these, stats for this guy's behind the plate. It goes over. Do I really look at that? Not particularly. I mean, 3 weeks into the season, does that matter to me? No. July, if I see some guy behind, the games are 12-1 to the over when this guy's behind the plate. Well, I'd say, oh, you know what? Maybe I start looking into this because that's at that point you get into a decent amount of games for him behind the plate and how he calls games. Yeah, you could find umpire information, but is it major? No. I mean, for me, why do people come on? I mean, I see it all the time too. Like, this guy, he didn't cost you the game. This guy this is how he umpires. The players know it plays out the way it is. That's just, I don't worry about that stuff. I can't. I mean, a bad call is going to hurt you. Welcome to gambling, folks. Welcome to sports betting. You might be new. Boy, you got a lifetime of learning because you're going to get beat on a bad pitch called a strike. Now they have like replay and stuff, but I mean, come on, you're going to get something questionable. You'll always find something that wasn't good for you.
What game was it? Was it today or yesterday where the guy he never hit home? He never
the Philly game.
Yeah,
that was last Sunday. I was Philly Braves last Sunday, I think.
Yeah,
never touched on plate. We can talk about a lot. They had the Met game against the Marlins. It like leans in, takes a strike 3 off his arm. Oh, first base. What are you talking about? It's a strikeout. But listen, that's human nature. Those things.
That's sports.
Like I hate they slow things down like anything in life. It's like, oh, let's go to the videotape. It slowed us down to 100th of a second and like watch. You know what? Something about a bang bang play is exactly what it is. There's going to be errors. That's how many things in life could be changed over the history of sports from if they went back and like bring it down to a nanosecond.
Yeah.
Come on. Right. Look at that. It's literally like an eyelash hair. Oh, he's out. What? No, safe. The guy was safe at first. Cards Royals World Series. I mean, like what?
Well, and when I was an umpire, there's that old thing, the tie goes to the runner. But
I
when
goes
you
to the runner.
go to
Yes.
umpire school, like there is no tying in baseball. I mean, like your job as an umpire is you have your ear on the glove and you have your eye on the base. And
Yep.
someone's going to get there first, and
Yep.
it's your job to be that good to pick which one got there first. So that nanosecond means a lot. But I mean, how often are you going to get that right every single time?
And it's just wrong. It's just wrong. I feel bad. Like the umps, they put up like the StatCast also like this is the strike zone. Well, when I played baseball, the strike zone was from your chest to your knees. Now it's your belt buckle.
Yeah.
It's like this. I mean, like, what is this nonsense? And then the guys call the strike zone. The players know what the strike zone is. I mean, swing the bat. I mean, I don't understand baseball. We want runs. We want the game faster, but we're going to shrink the strike zone. Let's move the pitcher back so the games are going to get longer because they're going to take 4 miles off their fastball, 4 miles per hour off their fastball. So the games are going to be longer again. I don't understand. I don't like the stat box for like, here's the strike zone. The umpire's wrong. No, it's not. Just call it. We're humans. We make mistakes.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And someone put up there about my gut. You got to have a little gut play. You think it's going to happen? Stick to it. You're going to have your numbers and be like, all right, my numbers say this, but I'm going to go with my gut. I think this is going to happen. I mean,
how do you
sometimes that's like
your
it's got a book, like it's kind of like bucking the trend. You think something's going to happen, but you know what? Something's saying that's not going to happen. It's like your subconscious talking to you.
How do you feel about, like, I don't know if this is a good thing to do or not, but I do it all the time. Like yesterday, I bet on the Giants under. It didn't go under, so I bet it again today, and it went under. I actually got it at a worse number because I in-played it because I was on the show when it started. But, like, I took the Padres yesterday because I thought they would do it. They didn't, but I took them today, and they did. You do that? Like, that happens to me all the time where I had the right bet on the wrong day, and I kind of figured it out to just take it again the next day.
I do that. Like, you know what? I had the Giants under yesterday, and I didn't have it today. I just came in on the Marlins again. I'm thinking, dumb. Like I forget. Sometimes you just, you forget to play it because I'll look for my, first of all, I look at like the trend part of it, like the wins, the losses, who's winning, who's losing. Like I had the Yankee under today, but I didn't come in on Tampa. I should have came in small on Tampa because why are the Yanks laying 240? They haven't been hitting anybody.
Yeah.
Do I think you should do that? Absolutely, because a team like San Francisco with the under, they've been playing unders. Why would? Yeah, but Tim, it's not really chasing. It's not chasing. If the cap says you should play it again. I mean, to start the season, I had the Padres run line every game. I Dodgers run line every game when they were playing San Diego. If you stick to it, it should pay off if you're right about it. I mean, you're going to lose a game every once in a while, but like an under, if teams aren't hitting, keep pounding that under. Don't, why wouldn't you come back for one anomaly of a game?
Right.
I mean, that Giant game yesterday was a total. Both of those. I mean, Marlins have been hitting, but they're not. That's not a team you came in here thinking that team's going to be crushing the ball. So you're thinking, you know what? They're going to come back to earth a little bit. I'm going to play the unders here. Right. So I don't look at it as much of a chase. Like,
no, listen,
I'm not that guy. Like, we're going to keep, doubling up till we win. That's a chase. You're going to keep betting the Yankees thinking they can't lose 5 in a row. You're chasing. You're taking unders religiously 5 times a week on a team because they don't hit. I don't consider that chasing at all. If they you lose 1 or 2, because in the long run that's going to pay off.
Yeah, they do have a good bullpen.
I want to say Ryan. I think Ryan made a comment. He said he liked it. He thought I was a good capper. So thanks for the compliment. I think I saw a pop up earlier. Someone said it. So thanks.
You're my favorite capper too.
I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Even if I'm not, I don't care. I like people. The fact that I said that, I'm like, people come in here and spend, and it's a lot of the same, it is. You get a lot of same faces. You come in and spend 40 minutes with me going back and forth. I love it. I like it.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, we do. I know just about every one of them
yes.
from Morning Wood, and that's just it. So it's fun.
Locks, just bet the locks. You can't go wrong, Earl.
Yeah, it'll just be fun. Yeah, we have a going joke in the Morning Wood show that, the only locks that you're going to find are on your car or on your
that's what I said.
Or your house.
A new guy came into the room. He's like, "What's the lock of the day?" I'm like, "All right, you go to Home Depot and look for
see if they have
front door section." I mean, like, I'll give you a game I like. I don't know if it's a lock. We'll see what happens. I mean, like, seriously. But
I always think that the locks look like handbags, like the lock emoji looks like a handbag. So it's kind of like, oh, it's going to take your money out of your purse, isn't it? Okay.
You know what? That's good. I got to start saying that in my show.
Like, oh, that can't be a lock. There's no such thing as locks. Is that your purse? I do that for Jared Nichols.
I like it.
I know you're taking the Dodgers. I know it. It's all right, OJ. OJ's really good.
I like May tomorrow. Why wouldn't you? I mean, what's he laying? Well, I'll do run line. What's he? 120? I'll take my shot.
Angie did call that she's one of the par ladies. I've got a bunch of the par ladies in here
The
today.
par ladies, I love it.
Yeah, that's we're all in our text group. And yeah, we see OJ knows we don't believe in locks. This is what we tell everyone that comes into the chat. There's never a lock. And then here's old Ding Dong Elliott saying Jake Paul's a lock. Really?
Paul.
Really? He gave out a parlay yesterday that
he did, and it won. I haven't heard the end of it. It was in the chat.
Yeah,
it came up. It came up after hours in the chat.
Had 27 text messages from Elliot about how this happened last night. I'm like, look, if my kid thinks that Jake Paul is cool, then I don't. So I want nothing to do with it. Okay.
I said today. I said I think I bought my son like a Logang backpack like 5 years ago. How long? Logang, right? He's watching TV back there. The Logang.
I don't even.
It's in the garbage now, by the way. It got thrown out.
Fair enough. But yeah, Angie did put the White Sox into her into the chat this morning. So nice call on the White Sox, Angie. Nice play there.
Not nice getting you over in game one, though. Not nice. Had you over in game one.
They were just getting started. Angel loses a wing. So I'm saying betting Angels under. Here's a fun question. I know that I kind of know the answer to this, but like betting against the Angels on Sunday. Do you have any of those weird trendy things that like you do or you don't do? Because like I remember from the beginning of betting, don't bet against the Angels on Sundays is like a big one.
I do the thing like as long as on Sunday, like the Sunday night games, into Mondays. I kind of like try to get away because a lot of times, let's be honest, in the past it was like Yankees Red Sox on a Sunday night. You'd have and it was a crazy game. It'd go to like 12:30 at night because it was 9-8 and they have all these pitching changes. It was ridiculous. So the next day on a Monday, I was like fading both of them. Whoever won, whoever lost, I did not care. It was a fade. Two teams that absolutely hate each other. So I'm like, they're gonna come down to the pack, and whoever they're playing hates them the most because they're the Yankees and the Red Sox in the AL East, and they're going to play some little brother who just wants to go out there and beat them. So I always kind of look at that, like, fading that team on a Sunday night because everybody else is done. Everybody else is done for the day.
Right.
They're on a plane. They're landing somewhere by the time this game's under. They're in a hotel room.
Right.
They're waiting for both of these teams tonight. Cubs and Braves, although I don't think they're playing tomorrow, but as the season progresses, I kind of look to fade away on who's ever playing a Sunday night game. Yeah, but as you said, like some teams are like, oh, on Wednesdays, these guys are 4-4. What the heck does that mean? You know what I mean? I mean, okay.
Well, I remember one in the NBA that was like anytime you get a Sunday NBA game that starts before noon Eastern time, take it under, like stuff like that. But I've lived in Vegas for, since I was 14 years old. I'm 40 now. So you hear all these little things. You can only really take them with a grain of salt. But the Angels on Sunday has always kind of stuck with me. You never been against the Angels or Marlins. I never bet on or against the Mets. The Mets owe me money in my book. From like 2 seasons ago, their asses owe me money. And if I bet for them or against them, it loses. So I just don't.
I don't find a team where I'll never play. I mean, I look for whatever the value is there that day. Do I have teams I like more because I'm more invested in them? Like team like the Brewers, people know here in the chat, Kansas City. These are teams I'm expecting big things out of. So I pay a little more attention to their games, things like that. Yes, but that's for any sport. That'll be for college football if I'm high on Kansas State or whatever, just throwing out names here, or basketball. Like certain teams I'll get into more than not playing a team based on some reason,
Right. Kings beat the Mavs. I was on that. And
Kings beat the Mavs, huh?
Yeah.
Someone called us nuts.
Said that.
Yeah, he said that. Someone was like, no, I think it was, I want to say it was, I don't want to throw the guy's name out here. I think it was Chris Hester. I don't want to kill him, but he's like, there's no way in hell they win. I'm like, well, we don't need to win. We need a cover, but we'll take that win.
Yeah.
Can't wait that'll be a fun chat when I go to do a live one later on.
And then the Maple Leafs just lost too. Dang you, OJ. I had 2 of your plays on my parlay today. I did your little parlay, and that did not work out. That was one of them. The Dodgers were the other one. That's why I had those on a parlay and took the Padres straight. Those are so dumb. Well, some of them are, but it's just one of those things. It's kind of one of the fun things that you hear around the group. You guys are talking about Kyle Hendricks here. My thing with liking the Braves and Hendricks was, yes, he has been out for a while, but Acuna loves to steal bases. Like, that's his thing. And now it doesn't matter because he's out. And Hendricks isn't the kind of guy that'll stop him. The Mets owe you a soul.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true Mets fan there.
I mean, I just didn't like the Cubs. I mean, Hendricks is all right. He's got some decent numbers, I guess. He's all right. But, I mean, I just looked at it as like the Braves offense can score.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. You know, I looked at it as they're going to score. The Cubs haven't really been scoring. I mean, again, they had a breakout. Okay, that's one game to me. That's one game. I don't think things change after one game. That's like Alex Stroman. It's like the thing is like, oh, he's out. He busts out of the slump. Well, I mean, now he's 2 for 27 instead of 1 for 26. How do you bust out of slump with a line drive single? You know, like one game is not. I'm busting out of a slump. You know, so and again, that's any team. That's any team. I see stuff for that. You know, one game I'll be like, we'll see what happens. Let's do it a couple in a row.
That's just it. It's okay, OJ. It's all good. You probably lost your parlay because I actually bet on it today. That's so we can just chalk that up to me betting. It's like when I bet on University of Houston. They lose every single time. So there you have it. Except for the time that I could have won 2,500 if the Oregon State Beavers would have just beat Houston on that future. But whatever. Good job, Houston. Sorry, that was just me. That was just
insane. It's all right.
Yeah, insane. No, I'm superstitious about stuff like that. Like about that.
Listen, I understand. I get like that.
If you want the Mets to win a game, I'll just bet on the other side, and they will. No problem. No problem.
I said that one day. I said, people think like, oh, if I bet, I bet my team, they lose. If I don't bet them, they win. Like that's how people think of their favorite teams.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Duke. Like, I just leave Duke alone unless I fade him in the first half. But yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? So do you guys have any other questions for Higgs while we have him here? Yeah, Flaherty's on the road against the Nats, and Strasburg's out. So I saw that earlier too.
Yeah, he was supposed to go today. He's DL. He's gone.
Yeah, something about his trapezoid. It happens.
Trap. I hear trapezoid. I just think of like a Sesame Street, like the trapezoid monks. Anybody with kids you've had to see that if you had kids in the last 10 years. I think Flannery's facing tomorrow, rather, I should say.
I'm not.
Joe Ross. I'm not a huge Joe Ross fan, but the guy's actually looked pretty good recently. But
yeah, I'm not a big Joe Ross person either, especially over Stroman. Stroman was the Blue Jay, right? I liked him as a Blue Jay.
Yeah. Tim, I'll send you a link. You can come on tonight.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, I was looking at something. Okay, so that is all you guys got for us today. I know Higgs has got to get to his late night money show. Starts in about 15 minutes here. So you're going to find that over on Winning Free Picks. If you don't know about it already, go to YouTube. I wrote Winning Free Tube. That could be a whole different show. Yeah, it's a whole other show. So put in Winning Free Picks over on YouTube. Hit subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, hit like, and then he has a show twice a day. You're doing midday money that happens before me. What time does that go off Eastern time?
That is noon Eastern, but there is no midday money tomorrow. I got to take my old man to the doctor, so that's at 1 o'clock. So no midday money tomorrow, but we'll do. Usually it's at noon Eastern, and then 10 o'clock. We call it late night money. It's more of like a recap, a kind of look ahead to see if there's anything going on the next day.
What you call it? Shoot, I forgot what I was going to say. They're going to be very lonely tomorrow because tomorrow's my day off. So you have no alley. So, I'm sorry.
I'm going to have to turn my notifications off because the YouTube channel from the night before is just be going crazy. Like, what's going on here? There's no free picks. Who do you like in this game?
I know. Oh, that's
I got premium up in Brewers San Diego already. How can you tell if a game is a trap?
That's a good question.
Okay, so trap, you can call it whatever you want. It's a trap game, it's a look ahead game, it's this or that. Now, do I think baseball has like a kind of trap mindset? No, I think that's more of a football kind of term you're going to see off of a scheduling or a game or a look ahead. Baseball, I think the word, I like to use the too easy. It looks a little too easy. The line's a little low. Like that's what I call a baseball contract game. The Dodgers the last 2 days laying 115, 120. That seems like a trap, or just because the line looks too low. Like, why is this line this low? I'm gonna go the other way just because it just does not look right. So that's why I look at it. I see a line that looks fishy, the old too good to be true, low hanging fruit, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It looks a little shady. Maybe it hits. You might catch it 50% of the time as a win. But if you take it as a dog, you're going to make a lot more money on it because you're getting plus money on it. So, more times than not, it's probably a 50-50 chance. But if you take the team, you don't want to take the ugly team, the dog. You're like, I don't want to take this underdog. It looks easy to take the Dodgers laying 120 with Bauer. And I took the Dodgers today. I'm like, hey, you win 9 in a row, I'm taking you. I don't care what the line is. I'm not, we're going hard.
I thought that minus 145 with Bueller was, and I said it in your chat. I said it on my show. I just I was like, I don't even know how to feel about this. And they won. It was fine. It wasn't a fishy line, but I definitely had
but
my
it was tough. It was, you're playing, you got a rookie pitcher for San Diego going. Mm-hmm. Everybody's thinking it's going to be a close game. And listen, it got to extra innings and then the Dodgers put it away, but should have even gotten there. It was 5-3. The game should have ended 5-3. But hello, talking about bullpens, the team that's supposed to win 110 games this year has a questionable bullpen. So
that's a problem. That's a problem. All right, so I'm going to let you listen, Allie. I should be able to be back in last man after Durant got injured. Not fair. A lot of you fell out today. A lot of them did. Mike's gone. Yeah, a lot of you guys fell out today. Like 4 of you did so far. I'm still waiting on some stuff to come in. But yeah. So last man standing for Morning Wood starts on Tuesday, guys. I'm off tomorrow. Higgs is off tomorrow. But last man standing will start on Tuesday. If you guys want to join into that, it's the last Woody standing is what it's actually called.
Is that and that's at what, 1:00 my time? So it's like right after my show.
Yeah, 1:30 p.m. Eastern is when Morning Wood happens. Right after,
because I roll out like a 30-minute show at noon, and then I'm like, go have lunch and then go see Allie.
Excellent. I appreciate the views and the thumbs up. That's the important part. Thumbs up, views, comments. Oh yeah.
Yes, I guess the views come as they come, but like the comments, I enjoy the comments and the thumbs up. As long as you get thumbs up, I'm happy.
I'm looking. I need the Rangers game. Did that happen? Okay, Elliot said Rangers did. I'm assuming that's the hockey Rangers. So Ryan,
Earl, you could enjoy that last man standing belt, but I'll take the total chaos belt here. I'm just gathering them up.
You really are. You need a belt rack. Like need to get a job at Nordstrom's so you can hang all your belts or something.
Here we go. Here, look at OJ. We talked about this before the show. OJ was like, somebody's going to come in here and ask for Minnesota and the Clippers tonight.
Yeah. Okay, so this is our last
I don't know if you've ever seen my shows. I can't stand the NBA.
I hate it too.
I bet more baseball games in 2 weeks than I have the entire NBA season.
Yep.
So this game tonight that we did talk about a little before the show, I said, there's somebody's going to say something. I don't like laying double digits. I like the Suns today. I'm thinking that's a team who's going to have to come out and kind of win games and win. Clippers here, they're off a loss. Why not come in and spank these guys? So, I mean, I guess I'll lean on the Clippers. Am I betting this game? Absolutely not. Do I want you to bet it? No, I don't. No. Wow. I don't know. I don't know why people want to bet NBA when it's just so questionable. Maybe somebody's playing, maybe they're not. Maybe we'll know before the game time if they're going to play. I can't tell people go out here and bet money on the NBA when you have 5 and 6 point total moves overnight. Guys sitting out, resting up for the playoffs. Bet on a team who's fighting for a playoff spot. That's the only thing I could say. That's why I kind of like the Suns. They're at the top. They're fighting to stay. I think they want to be the 1 seed. I don't think they're going to. Where's their history? Well, they're not the Lakers with LeBron. They're not the Clippers with Kawhi. Like the Clippers think they've won something. When's the last time the Clippers won a championship? I look at the Suns as a team who's hungry. The Clippers, I don't think they're a hungry team. But in this spot, maybe they come out and win after a loss to the Sixers. Who knows? I'm not betting it.
11.5. I tell them all the time, I don't lay 11 points. I don't do double digits. It's not what I do.
I don't like it.
We don't lay those points. We take them. But that being said, the Clippers will probably cover by 16 tonight. So,
All right.
so there's that. All right, so let's wrap things up. I know you've got your show to do. I've got to meet Craig Trapp to do one of these free picks, and
Now all of a sudden your picture's
we'll be
crystal
better.
clear.
Oh,
It's
great.
a crystal clear. Yeah, not
Fantastic.
bad for the last 30 seconds of the show. Before it was kind of.
All right, fantastic. I'm sure my kid probably turned his Xbox off. That's probably why I
Go to bed
now. Suns and Nuggets are the best teams right now. Yes, the NBA is a trap. Yes, it is. Okay, guys, thank you all so much for watching. We really hope you guys got something out of this. You learned something here, and we're going to do it every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. This was just baseball, but we can do other sports. We can just, whatever you guys want. If you got questions about handicapping, there's a lot of really great comments in there about trap games and gut feelings and stuff like that. So that's what we're looking for. We want to help you guys out when it comes to making money, because that's what we're here to do, y'all. All right, so everyone head over to get to winning free picks in the next 10 minutes here. Higgs is probably going to go get another bottle of water because that's what he does, and then
I do.
he'll start his show. And there's lots of great info there. And then I will see y'all on Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern for Morning Wood. Last Woody standing starts on that day.
Last
What'd you say?
Last Woody standing. I like it.
It's the last Woody standing. You've got questions.
Football.
We've got answers. Is that Ghostbusters? You've got questions. We've got answers. There's some movie they say.
That's a commercial.
I feel like it's in a movie. All right. We'll agree to disagree. Okay. I'll see you guys later. We got stuff to do. And thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate the views, the comments, and smash that like button on your way out. All right, Higgs, I'll see you. I'll see you on the late night.
Yes, I'll be there. All right, folks. Thanks for the comments, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.